Okay, we're in the Universal Fiber stand. We are at Domotex Asia, ChinaFloor. I'm with Marc Ammen and Bill Goodman. And gentlemen, I would ask you how the show was, but it's been going now for an hour, so I guess I won't ask you that. How are you?
So far, so good. Doing fine.
Well, it's raining to beat the band outside, and there's a nice crowd in here, so I guess that speaks highly.
Yeah, it sure does. I mean, the crowd looks like it's going to be a good show, well attended this year.
Let me ask you about the carpet manufacturing community here in China. How has it changed, and has it changed dramatically over the last several years?
Well, we certainly have seen a lot of changes in the last several years with more and more local production complemented by more and more international presence of the larger carpet mills from America and Europe. So we're seeing a confirmation of our investment thesis over here of a good market to be in with a lot of good competitors and a lot of good customer base.
Now we're talking, if I'm not mistaken, primarily tile. This is not a broadloom market, or am I wrong?
No, this is primarily a tile market. This is a market that has started to embrace nylon and nylon's benefits into the marketplace from polypropylene. So it is primarily a tile flooring market.
Now, several U.S. players have set up shop over here. How do they do, in your estimation, in terms of market share against domestically owned players, or does anybody have a number like that?
Well, it is hard to track, but what we see is a growing market with more and more tile penetration versus hard surfaces, and certainly a nylon penetration. So, you know, we see that there's a place at the table for really both the domestic producers as well as the multinational producers.
Talk about innovation comparing Chinese base or Chinese-owned companies versus U.S. and European outfits that are over here.
Well, the Chinese-owned companies are certainly hungry for understanding what the American-based companies have done with the innovation around fibers. So we're bringing in to this market a unique product offering around our Nylon 6/6 products, along with Nylon 6, and also bring along with it a bio-component story, and bringing that innovation into this marketplace.
Well, let me ask you, new. That's why you're here. That's why a lot of these attendees are here. Talk about the new. Expand on that a bit.
Well, let me add to what Bill just said. One of the things that's unique about our Universal company, it's actually a very appropriate name for our company and the way we position products around the world. We are able to bring that innovation to all of our platforms and all of our customer base, which now is not only North America but Asia and now recently Europe. So we have a good way of actually bringing those products to market in a nice, stable, dependable, and reliable way. In terms of innovation this year, and I'll let Bill speak to this, but we're actually happy to launch 2 products here in Asia, as well as a worldwide launch of these 2 products, both a PTT-based product as well as a Nylon 6 product. I'll let Bill explain that.
Okay, Bill, you want to expand on that?
Well, what we're going to do for the market this year here in Asia and have a broader global offering is to take our technology around Nylon 6/6 and those attributes that come with that product offering and offer those same type of attributes in a Nylon 6 product that we're going to call Prestiva. That will be offered here in the Asian market, and we have a number of mills that have expressed interest in that product. So we see some new launches and offerings in that area. In addition, we're going to launch this year Rise, which is a product featuring DuPont Sorona. We're pleased to announce that we have entered into a collaborative partnership with DuPont to have a global presence around Rise for both the commercial, automotive, and residential market here in Asia, with some limitations around residential in certain parts of the world. But we're very excited about that opportunity, and we have a number of mills here that have expressed interest to develop with us on that program.
Now, I know in the U.S., mills are very anxious to have a credible sustainability story. It sounds like Rise will give a lot of players here a good story in that regard. Is that what you're finding?
We are finding that, and of course, as you know, our sustainability story really began a long time ago and has been improved over the years, and to us, Rise is just a next chapter of that. in addition.
You know, it's I happened to fall upon you guys walking down the aisle here after just getting to the fair. You're a lot bigger presence here than you were the last couple of years.
Well, that's I think a sign of the good prospects we have in this market, as well as the customer base we're currently serving, and we're excited for these next couple of days here at the show.
Talk about your expectations. What would you consider a real success in terms of exposure and nods you get at this show?
Well, the success that we've had in this market, this being our 6th year at the show, has been pretty dramatic. We have been able to grow our market share and our presence in this market since our entry in 2007. Our plant was actually commissioned in 2008. The Asian market, in Asia-Pacific market in general, was probably about 10% of our turnover at that time. Today it's about 25, moving to 30%. So we've had tremendous success in this market, while our entire business has been lifting up in its share and its presence in the global market, both in Europe and North America. So we're very pleased with the excitement that we see in this market.
Let me ask you to expand a bit on the European story. You had mentioned that a little bit earlier.
So we've had a growing business in Europe really for about 5 years, and we needed to get a little bit closer to market. So we've started with a processor, a partner that we know well, and we basically put the final product together in Europe to serve the broader European market, which, although has been a mature market and a down market in the last few years, we've actually had some growth there. And we believe in the 3 to 4 year time frame, we'll actually also back that up with extrusion as well as the finishing aspect of it. So to us, Europe looks a lot today like Asia looked 5 to 6 years ago, where we began with the processing or the commingling of yarns, and then back that up with full.
I'll ask you about the U.S. as well. We can't leave them out. Talk about the growth you're enjoying in North America.
Well, you know, it's obviously been a difficult market for several years. We are seeing hopes for the market. We've been lucky to pick up market share over the years. Even in the down market, we've had a couple really nice customer wins. We tremendously value our North American customer base, and nothing we're doing abroad will ever take our eye off that ball. It's as Bill mentioned, certainly the larger portion of our sales, and we do expect continued growth and maybe a little bit of help from the market beginning this year. Yeah.
Well, this is the first conversation that I've had while at this show, still drying out from the rain. We'll have to call you in a couple of weeks, because I'd love to have you share the successes that you've had at this show.
We would love that, David. Thank you.
Very good. Gentlemen, I thank you very much, and good luck, and stay dry as well. We're at Domotex Asia ChinaFloor. This is day 1. We are in Universal Fibers. We're talking with Bill Goodman and Marc Ammen, and this is Talk Floor TV.